All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are here with Lost Sword. It is a new game that kind of came out, and it's an idle game. And if you can't tell by just looking at the waitress, it is a large game. Yeah, it's a slightly perverted game, and it's not bad. It's honestly nowhere near some of the other games that I've played. Um, I don't care. Like I said, none of this stuff matters. So if you're one of those people that is like, gets super mad when I make fun of boobs in games, I'm sorry. This is not the video for you. So here we go. This game is basically an idle game. Like I said, you fight in an idle kind of side-scrolling RPG. There is a idle aspect right here. See, you have a chest. Chest, get it? Because of boobs. All right. So basically, we've got treasure exploration. We just acquire it all, and then you gain experience, and you can level up, get some weapons. The heroes in this game are actually pretty cool. I have to say, most of them are pretty like different from each other. So they are very unique in that respect. They have different skills. So like this is one of the ones that is in the limited summon right now. We actually got a bunch of her, who is Bedivere. She's actually really good. She does grant all allies immunity to crowd control, which is kind of nice. Inflicts damage equal to 457% of attack to all enemies. And she has the immunity restraint, which is nice. Become immune and restrained. She's got an AoE attack here that hits everybody and makes people get rooted so they can't take actions. She has a critical hit chance increase on a target ally and on self. And then she has a leech, basically, where she can recover damage, recover part of the damage that she does. These are the heroes that I'm personally using. So we've got Ran, who is basically a samurai. So she does some pretty cool damage skills. She has a 928% of attack to all enemies and does defense reduction. We've also got Elizabeth, who is a hero that everyone gets if you pre-register. I don't know if you get her without the pre-registration, so that's something you might want to look into. Another hero we summoned is Diane, or Dean, however you want to say. Unfortunately for her boobs are too big. They don't fit in her shirt, so she has to hold her shirt up. She's a healer. Really good healer. She puts up shields and things like that. Really cool hero. And then we've got Morgana, who is actually one of the first heroes we got. She's a little chaos. She's a chaos faction right here. Everyone has a little faction. There's basically water, lightning, chaos, holy. Like it's the same stuff you've seen in every other game as far as the factions go. She does AoE damage and magic. And then we've got some other heroes that we just don't really use right now. We just got Merlin, who is quite large. And then we've got Isolde, who is also quite large. And then we've got Vivian, who, guess what, is quite large. So yeah, there's a lot of boobs in this game, guys. We've got Katrin. I don't know how to say that. Unfortunately for her, yeah, she wasn't endowed like the other heroes. Cersei, funny enough. All right, so this is probably a good hero to show you this on. This is one of those games that is just, it's actually kind of funny that this is a aspect of the game. Now, if you'll pay attention to how her fingers are basically around her mouth, if you touch her anywhere, so basically the head, the boobage area, and then down below, anywhere you click on them, they will actually say funny things and do things that are funny. So like if we click on her boobies, she says, ha, and she does this tongue thing. If you didn't see that again, we'll do it again. See? Tongue thing right there. Interesting and funny. And the more you do it, they say different things. So you shouldn't do that. There's like, oh, I think I'm falling in love with you. Say here, we shouldn't touch you here. And if you hit them in the head, they usually say something nice. Like the curse of Uther, it's starting to take effect of our fate. Like they'll basically start kind of liking you. There is like a friendship mode here where you can like learn and get them less awkward with you. So if I had to guess, I'm assuming that maybe their conversations will change a little bit based on how much you know. This has nothing to do with it. Doing that has nothing to do with your friendship with them. That has to do with like leveling them and getting other things. But I'm assuming that they'll be nicer to you as you go. But I figured that was a little funny thing that I could show you guys. But yeah, all the heroes are basically girls that kind of are hot and have big boobs. There's the main hero, which you get, which I have to find him. These are some of the heroes you get in the beginning. Here we go. Bedivere, I think, is one of the heroes you get right off the cuff. Actually, no, I think here we go, this guy. So this is the only guy so far that I found outside of the lower ends. Actually, here we go. We got this dude too. Very few dudes in this game. We got Ethan, who is like, I guess, the main hero, if you want to call it, say someone's a main hero. He's a generic hero. He's the hero that everyone always sees. Other than that, I believe it's even the low-end heroes are all girls. Yeah, they're all girls with boobs. That's it. That's the whole game. You've got this one, who's I think a ninja, or is there a different one that's a ninja? One of them's a ninja. There's a ninja in here somewhere. But yeah, they're definitely all really cool designed, at least. Here you go, Ninja Girl. So they're all pretty cool design. Now let's talk about some of the stuff that you can do in this game. So basically you have equipment. This is one of those things where it's slightly annoying, but not like it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just irritating that there's not really a lot of difference between gears, and it's kind of hard to decide which one you should use and pick, mainly because every single gear does change a little bit. See, like this is a new version, but the item level is what makes the weapon better or worse. Having the different rarities also helps, but this is where like the power is going to come from. So like if you were to look at all these weapons, this one here is level 58, but this one up here is level 69. See what I mean? So like you might have to go through and click and like kind of delete items, so it's a little annoying with picking the gear. But yeah, right now I'm equipped with this level 57 weapon, but it has 320 base attack. If you go to the 69 one, it has 305 base attack, so still not worth using. So it is going to be a lot of kind of digging through gear, which is freaking annoying, but it's not gonna ruin the experience. It's just annoying. That's all. Then you've got cards, which are pretty cool. Every time you transcend succession, let's find one who hasn't been finished. Here we go. So every time you get another copy of a hero, this is going to go into what we're about to talk about with the card, which is why I skipped it. So basically, as you upgrade heroes, all right, get new other cards, when you finish them, it takes 2 more to awaken them, basically. And then you can actually no. The first one gives you resonance. My bad. We're doing this backwards. This is basically giving it to you to like give them stat boosts. Transcendence basically just makes it so that they're finalized, and they will look like the other one that you just saw. See, maxed. So this will get them maxed, and then once you're at succession, anytime you get another copy of this hero, they'll be melted, and it gives you a crystal. All right. So the crystals basically are for your cards. So when you go to a card, and we'll pick a hero that actually has a card that's on my main team. Let's go all the way up here to my girls, right here. So when you go to this card, these crystals at the top say 106. They go down here. I maxed this one out, so it's level 10. I don't know if they go higher. We haven't found a way to build them higher than that yet. I'm assuming there might be a way. I don't know. But this gives her 60% range attack and 24% HP. But otherwise, yeah, see, we have 106. You can level this up to level 5. There you go. Boom, level 5. And yeah, we can even go to level 6 here. There you go. Now she's a little bit stronger. And then you level up your cards, and you can switch cards every time you start a hero. So when you first get a hero and you go into Transcend, see how there's nothing here except Resonance? When I get another copy of her, the first thing I can do is hit Resonance, and each character will have their own card that you can bring in, and any hero can equip any card. This just gets you the card, so that's kind of cool. Then there's specialties, which are basically random rolls that you can use these little stones for, and this gives you different stats. Here's the list, so you can get different HP recovery, attack, boss attack, melee attack, range attack. There's all kinds of stuff in here, so there's a lot of stuff. And then training, if we go to her, I don't think we actually unlocked it yet. Let's go to growth. You have to be level 100. I don't know if I have enough to do it. Yeah, 93 is where we'll be. But when you hit level 100, it unlocks another thing called training, and that's going to be another way to boost your hero. So there's a lot of ways to boost your heroes. And then there's this part where you basically go in and you do episodes for each hero. As you unlock make the hero stronger, you're going to unlock new things and beat new areas. You can kind of make them a little more, they'll like you more, basically. And that's like a friendship thing. So there you go. That's like, there's a lot of ways that you can chat and give them gifts. That'll also make them like you more. So it just depends on, how you're feeling that day. If you feel like chatting with an AI boob girl. Then there's also pets, which, funny enough, all have some things that need to be addressed. So you have skills, which basically this one does inflict damage equal to 244% of attack, and it does give a defense reduction, which is nice. This is one of the heroes I'm using. You got the Phoenix. There's all kinds of pets. Some of them are heroes. This one's really cool. It increases defense and HP, and also creates a shield that blocks damage equal to the caster's HP. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, a lot of them are based on the heroes in the game. And then there's also the lower tier heroes, which are like, little dogs, cats. See, here's a Transcendence. You click this, transcend, and eventually they get to the max and you don't have to worry about it. There's doggos in here. If you like little cute pets, they also have tiny pets. See, this little fat dog right here. They have cats. They have this slime thing, all kinds of stuff. A raccoon. There's a chicken. There's little chickens. And then there's more cats. So yeah, plenty of pets, plenty of things that you can use to equip your team. There's also when you go into, we'll go. I know we'll just go into the fights just so you can see. We'll go into battles, which is actually down here, adventure. So here's the adventure. As every time you start, you can kind of go back to where you were if you want, but we're up to here. It brings you to the most current level. You hit select, and you can go into team formation and choose which heroes you have in your team. You can choose which pets you have in your team, which where they sit, and depending on where your hero sits, as you see, I'm gonna do it again so you can see it. Say they all have boosts. If I move Morgana to the middle, she's gonna lose that boost. See, watch. Say no boosts. These two lose boosts. So you do need to keep them kind of where they like in the right row. I just had to sneeze. I was like trying not to do it, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, basically you want to put them in the row where they're worth being and they're supposed to be to get that boost. All right. So now we're going to close this and then go in and we are going to start. And when I said this is an auto game, it is an auto game. Somewhat to its detriment. Basically, the game's going to run whether you're doing stuff or not. It's going to be a little slow right now. We just downloaded it on the computer. They're going to fight and do this no matter what. So if you need to go into like items while you're doing this is only while you're fighting, then it's going to slow down the game and be weird. Like if you come in here, you're going to collect missions and stuff because you get rewards and stuff for beating certain areas, for upgrading certain heroes, for doing certain things. There you go. But yeah, this is going to be going the whole time while you're doing it. You have to fight a certain amount of enemies, and then as you see, there's a boss at the top here in the top area up there. Once it gets to the little red spot, and you're fighting a boss. Now, you're going to have to kind of back out of this area once in a while just to kind of, go back and re-gear your team. I'm at the point where I kind of left the game running for a bit, so the fights I'm in right now are going to be slightly hard, and there is a chance that we might lose. So yeah, but basically they all have ultimate moves, just like everything else. Actually, we have to put the auto on. I just realized auto is not even on right now. We're going to continue, so we're going to click this. You can leave it on auto continue, so it will just keep going. We're going to click auto, so now they're going to use their skills on auto. Actually, I forgot that we didn't do it before, so yeah, that's why you didn't see any cool skills. The game's a little bit laggy on both devices. The graphics of it kind of stutter a little bit, and you'll see that they go from like kind of like really crystal clear to almost like a fog kind of graphic. And this is on computer and on my tablet where my other games run perfectly. So yeah, it's not just the computer that I'm playing on. Normally that's the case. It's not the case for this. So yeah, it still probably needs a little bit of work in that respect. It does have issues where sometimes it will close and force close itself on my tablet. I have not seen it yet on the computer. I don't know if it's going to happen on the computer. My computer seems to work a little better with that kind of stuff. But yeah, just expect that there might be some little bugs in it as of right now. See right here, auto move. You click this, and then after 5 seconds, you will automatically go to the next fight. There are a bunch of summons in this game that you get for free. There's also cards that you can pull that basically give you free summons without having to actually go to the summon screen. But here we go. We're going to click this. Say we got these points. These are going to basically be for growth. These are growth points. I maxed out attack first, and then I don't know if this is ever going to go higher, but basically the more growth points you get, the better you are. Strength for everybody, nice and neat. There's also a relic that you can use that gives you different stats down here. There's a bunch of different ones so far. Right now I've found 3. There could be more. By destroying your gear, you can use that stuff here to upgrade these items. So basically just dismantle a bunch of old gear that you don't use, and then you can upgrade that. There are also chaos cubes you can craft, which basically gives you stats, heroic and legendary, based on the gear that you disassemble. You get cubes for. There are a lot of ways to level your hero. There's crafting here, where you can craft different items and weapons and equipment. See, you can equip dragon, craft dragon slayer gear, which you can also get from raids. You can do stones, cooking, food, all these things that are going to give you boosts to your team. We're going to keep clicking over. There's also a battle pass right here, season pass, if you can see it right there in the top and the bottom left. This is basically just for beating areas and stuff. You get rewards there. Items, we have plenty of things. These are for upgrading your gear. Basically, it costs 1 up to level 5, and then as you go further, I think up to level 10, you're going to be spending about 8 of these to get 1 level. So be sparse on how much you use them in the beginning until you get to a point where you can't progress. Otherwise, usually just getting your new gear to level 5 is more than enough to progress so far from what I've seen. And we're on chapter, what is this? I don't even know, chapter 12 or something. So yeah, we're moving along pretty quickly even without worrying about it. I'd save them for later. Here you go. See, we have some more stuff, so we can upgrade this to 20. Boop, there we go, more stats. that's basically that. Now let's close this. We're going to restart. Well, not restart, but leave this area. See, done. We are going to return and show you some of the other modes that are in this game. Then basically we have battles. So battle is basically boss raid. We can go in here and fight the raid, enter. This is your, just going in, fighting a boss and dying. There's a ranking system on this, so the cow queen. So the more damage you do, the better rewards you get at the end of the day, that when the boss settles its numbers. I think the best we ever did was like 2 million, I think. I don't even remember, honestly. It is timed. As you can see, there's 45 seconds right now. So figure somewhere around a minute to 50 seconds is the whole fight. And you have to do as much damage as you can in that time. But it does take a long time. I don't know if I've ever actually been ranked yet because, like I said, I don't play this game as much as some of the other games I have. But it is fun. Look at that. There we go. 1.2. We're finally starting to get to the point where we might actually get a ranking here. Because we're finally getting our heroes together. And I found so far, at least looking at the skill damage, all right? You can upgrade skills too, by the way. You need books, which I didn't show you. But yeah, you can upgrade your skills as well as level the heroes up. But basically, the holy heroes seem to be the strongest. Holy and chaotic. So that means the purple and yellow versions are about the strongest ones so far. They seem to have insanely high attack powers on their skills. I mean, we're talking like 400 on a normal hero up to, freaking 924 on like this girl right here. So yeah, it's definitely worth your while to try to collect as many of the chaos and holy heroes that you possibly can. There you go. These can be dismantled and made into things. These are coins for the shop. There you go. We did our little raid. And then there's also other dungeons. So we've got the Coliseum, which is where you fight other players. I think my defense team is fine. Yeah, we're good now, so we're good. So you go in here and you fight them. We can challenge them. You can skip the fight once you get in there. You can see their power up here in the top right. It's mine. More than likely, we're going to win this fight. It looks like they're using the same heroes as me, except for 2, but we're much stronger. So you can go up here and click skip the fight if you want, or you can sit here and watch the fight if you are interested in seeing them die. We're going to skip the fight, and it looks like we won. So there you go. Done. Yeah, Coliseum's not that bad, right? Who would have thought? Let's get out of here. You do have a limit of how many fights you have. Then there is the Labyrinth. Ooh, click this, which is basically a just elongated fight. As you can see, it is long. Like, we're talking, you have this is resets every couple days. It is long. Look at this. This is how many fights you're going to be doing. There's 50 fights and random events that you do. So most of this is literally just going to be you fighting enemies. There's not going to be a lot of other stuff. You do get random boosts after you fight certain areas. So you can revive. You can revive and heal allies. This one is you can. There's an energy of a monster. You can go ahead. Sure, let's go ahead and see the monster. And then you're basically just going to fight the monster. And then you'll get a card that basically gives you a boost to your damage. Or gives you a boost to your, whatever, your support. However the game works at that time, it's a random encounter, it's a random card, so you're not going to ever get the same thing twice. And then you get coins and things that you can use in the shop as well to upgrade and buy new pieces. See, this is all new stuff that you can get to get more gold. This is a random event. See, so you get to see random events. We're going to pick up the feather, sure, why not? It's always weird. No ally was revived because we didn't need it. And then so forth and so forth. Every one of these bulls is a boss. And that's it. So you fight bosses, you fight enemies, you get cards, you level up, you get as powerful as you can. Hopefully you beat level 50. Then you've got more battles. All right, so we've got dungeons. I'm not going to go through each one of these, as far as playing them, but I'll show you. So basically this is a Stonehenge's gear. You just fight endless enemies for as long as you want. I believe there's a timer in it for 20 minutes per day. You can't go past that. I don't know if it regenerates because I've never actually let it sit for 20 minutes, but that will get you all kinds of new gear if you're interested. See, we're actually at the point where now we can get level 83 gear. So it is worth doing this every day because you get gear that's higher level than what you're getting in campaign. Just so you know, and it is based on level. and where you're at. So you definitely want to try and go in here as much as you can each day. Then there's gold, literally same thing. You just fight things and you get gold for doing this. The EXP dungeon, you can sweep all of these 3 times a day. Unless you have more tickets. So here you go. Boom. We get 13,000 EXP for beating this level. Or we can go back to here and sweep it 3 times for, what is that? About 6,000 EXP. And then you've got elemental stones, which is going to be more than likely for that extra talent area that we haven't unlocked yet. You get stones in here for the different elements. Say this one's fire for the first time, fire stones. So these are all upgrade material dungeons, which are, pretty cool. There's party dungeons where you can go in and fight things with other players. There's guild dungeons, which you can go in, which we actually haven't even done yet. It's not even open yet. 136 minutes left, right? Yeah, we can't really do anything in here yet. Basically, you'll be fighting other people. Events. These are just events that are going on. There's the resort one where you can go into the shop. You get free tickets to go in here. You get these little coins, and then you can shop in the event shop. So, yeah, there's that. So far, the events are pretty reasonable. I mean, look, level 55. You basically just go in and fight a bunch of fish in this one. It's not super, interesting as far as the events so far. But it's there, you know what I mean? You get free stuff, you get cool upgrades, you get some, decent heroes. They're pretty lenient with the summons. It doesn't seem to be too expensive, and you do seem to get a lot of like +10s and things like that for beating the missions. I would assume that as the game progresses, you'll probably get less and less of those things. It seems to be how these games work. They want to give you a lot of crap in the beginning and then let you know that, oh, by the way, yeah, you're not doing that anymore. So you're going to have to spend money now if you want those summons. I'm assuming that's how it's going to go, but you never know. They seem to be pretty lenient with it, and they do have stuff every day. I forgot we have to do this, so we're going to go to her and do specialties, because apparently we didn't even roll her specialties yet. There you go. Defense, HP recovery, and crit resist. I'll take it. Quest complete. There you go. Collect this. All right, so let's see if they have actually, no, we're going to have to get out of here. I forgot that we left it on auto. Actually, we don't even need to. We can just return because it's not really interested. We're not really interested in it. There you go. Actually, no, we want to return. We don't want to restart. You can restart too, apparently. So see, there's always something new. Basically, we've got in here. All right, so guild. Let's just look at some other stuff real quick. So guild, you just check in. You can donate to the guild. You get coins. There's benefits, management, all that stuff. And then if you go into the shop right here, let's see, where are we going? Shop is right here. If you go to exchange shop, outside of spending money, this is basically all the stuff that you can get with just regular currency. Here's the event currency that you can use to buy summons and better summons. You can buy currency here for real money. As far as events go, exchange shop also lets you buy things with the raid coins. You can come in here and buy stuff with your guild coins. You can come over here. This is the Coliseum. You've got souls. So when you get extra souls, you can use those souls to buy things, and then mileage based on how much you summon, which we have a 5-star character collection. We can actually get character selection, which we're going to buy right now because we actually have enough mileage from all the summoning we've done. So let's buy that. Cool beans. Like I said, there's plenty of ways to get things in this game. So we're going to hit item, and we're going to do this character selection. So we get to pick which hero we want now. I don't know what these heroes are, so honestly I'm not going to pick one right now. But as you can see, there's a reasonable amount of heroes in this game that you can choose from. I don't know who we're going to pick. We may pick somebody that is to level up a hero, or we may pick someone like Tiamat, a hero we don't have yet that we can replace somebody with that might be a little bit better. Who knows? Like Anissa looks like a little goth girl. Let's go. That's what I was looking for. We're going to go in here. Is there a guide? I forgot if there was a guide on here, a book. Ranking growth. No, I forgot where it was, if there was one. I want to see if there is a... Let me see. There was definitely I thought there was a book. Friend, vent, no, ranking, chaos cube. Nope. Summons. Let's go to heroes real quick. Let's just see if that's where they are. Characters. Does this show the ones I don't have? That's the question. I think it does. Here we go. So these are the ones that we don't have yet. So there's Tristan, who's pretty cool. There are costumes in this game. This is Tiamat. She looks interesting enough. It's like Marilyn Manson's sister. We've got Percival. We've got, I'm not even going to say that, Morgaus. There's your little lolly girl if you want. We've got Mia, which we don't have yet. Underboob is highly underrated. And then we've got Who is this? This is Lisa. I want to see the other cute couple that we want. Lancelot. I don't remember Lancelot looking like that in the King Arthur movies, but you know what? You never know. Kay, who is got something in her mouth. I don't know what she's doing there. Joan of Arc. So there you go. And I didn't remember Joan of Arc being a arrow wielder either. So they are not historically accurate as you can tell. Isabel. I mean, she might have used an archer. She might have been an archer too. This is Galahad. So they definitely are having some inspiration from other, sources. This is what? Enya? Yeah, she's a singer and a big boobed crossbow wielder. We've got a magician here in Christina. Claire looks like one of the healers from another game that I played, almost to the T with the blind thing. And then this is Anissa. So she is she looks like something out of one of like Attack on Titan. Like she's going to come murder your whole family. So yeah, I don't know if I really want her on my team. Yeah, that's like Buffalo Bill style stuff right there. Ooh, she wants to put the lotion in the basket. All right, so there you go. That's this game. Honestly, I have to say, is a lot of fun. It's dumb fun. If you're looking for something that's just like, I want to go in, the upgrade system is fun. You're going to have a lot of time with like leveling your gears and trying to find the heroes that you want. It's a lot of fun in that respect. Do I think this is going to be the longest game that you ever played? No. But if you're just looking for something as a time killer or on your phone when you're like on the train, something like that, anything where it's just kind of fun to log in once in a while and play. There doesn't seem to be a lot of force stuff. Yeah, you have to log in every day if you want to get all your stuff, but it takes like 10 seconds to do the dailies. So nothing in this game is very hard. You can skip most of the fights, and anything else that you do, the fights don't last more than a minute, like that raid you saw. So you can probably bang out like in a day, like everything on this game in like 10, 15 minutes topped. If you're like a hardcore, I want to log in every day kind of person. The event stuff you're going to be able to do pretty easily. There's missions and events. Most of these events are pretty easy. It's just logging in. Say literally you log in, you get all these events. Lots of free things. There's a role, here. There's a bunch of stuff for just making certain levels, beating certain dungeons. So you're going to get plenty of stuff in this game. And the anime, as much as like there's not much going on except for just them making, chicks with boobs, the characters are very unique in their own ways. So that's one of the positives about this game, is that it's definitely pretty unique with each hero. They all have different skills. The skill sets kind of remind me of Air of Light in a bit, where like there's like a lot to kind of, it's very simple to understand, but it also looks like there's a lot of like stuff going on in the background where they're like, okay, this does a removal of buff, or it does like an increase to defense or shielding. Like there's a lot of stuff that if you don't read all the skills correctly, you may not notice that it's not just an attack on everybody. It might also be a root or a stun or a silence or something that will also help your team. So just be careful when you're picking your heroes. Look at the skills, read them all, because there is a lot of skill going on. And if you love boobs, and I mean, there's nothing else. There's really no reason to hate this game. I mean, you can even sit here on the main screen and just sit here and poke her in the boob all day if you really want, and she's gonna get shy. Like whatever you want to do, man. It's like today, it's your life. Poke whatever video game you want. I don't care. All right, so this is Lost Sword, man. It's just download it. Go play it. All right. And make sure if you guys have any comments or anything like that, make sure you leave them below. All right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live stream every single week in different games. And if you want, you become a member for $1.99 a month, which basically gives you access to all my videos as soon as I post them. And it gets you some emojis and a free video every single week that has no commercials, just for you. I swear it's not for all the members. It's just for you. All right. And you also get my undying affection. So there's that, right? So Lost Sword, the Lost Valley of Boobage. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd. And you guys take care.